Ah, finally! The perfect Cole set. A set that just screams Cole. With bulky shoulders, his iconic lava arms, a giant hammer, but most importantly, the ability to make it half Kai set. Ah, perfect. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Keep the Peace. We're back with another Ninjago January 2024 set review. This time we have set number 71806, Cole's Elemental Earth Mech. This is the final one of these new style of mechs. This time it's one for Cole. This set has 235 pieces. It goes for $19.99 in dollars or euros, or $17.99 in pounds. Like the others, we got this set sent to us from the LEGO Ambassador Network, so big thank you to them for sending us these sets. That being said, all the opinions in this video are my own. And let's get into the review. Here's what's in this set. It's basically just the Cole mech, the Cole minifigure, and one wolf mask warrior. We'll start by looking at these two minifigures. We have Cole here on the left, and the wolf mask warrior on the right. Cole is exclusive to this set, and he's rocking his new mech suit. These suits have a new hood piece, that's a dual molded piece with orange and black here for Cole. And I quite like this mold. Cole reuses the head from last year, which has this mask design here in the front. The torso and leg prints have this armor over a more traditional gi look, and the armor plates have this nice golden outline. There's also a golden C in Ninjago on his chest. The hands of these suits are also gold. The wolf mask warrior has this new dual molded wolf mask. These have dark azure eyes and teeth, and the cloth on the back, and the mask itself is dark blue. This one also has the dark blue shoulder armor. The prints on this minifigure portray a purple and blue gi with the word wolf spelled out in Ninjago. When we rotate the figures to the back, we have the wolf symbol on the wolf mask warrior, as well as Cole's name spelled out here on the top, and the continuation of that armor design from the front of the torso. When we take away some of the minifigure accessories, you get a better look at the face prints especially, and overall just the prints in general. You can see for the wolf mask warrior, he has some kind of mask design that's underneath the wolf mask. On the back you can see that the wolf mask warrior has another face print, this one with blue glowing eyes and teeth. We get some minifigure accessories. For Cole we get one golden katana that can be attached to the mech. For the wolf mask warrior we get this curved sword, which I think is a cool idea since it kinda looks like a crescent moon. Time to move on to the mech. Here's the overall mech. This one compared to the others is a lot more buff, he's a lot more wide, and it's a bit shorter and bulkier overall. If we look at it from the back, we can see that there's quite a bit of open anti-studs on the back here, just like with the other ones. I like to describe these mechs as upscaled SCCBS mechs, using the old style ball joint, giving them articulation in the shoulders, legs, and ankles. The little hands here are adjustable on a bar connection, and we also have a waist rotation. With all this articulation, we can pull off some quite fun poses. Sadly, we have no articulation in the elbows or knees. Let's look at all of the details of this mech, starting at the feet. This one has a bit stumpy feet, with these slope pieces here in the front that kind of look like toes. At the side we have this round 2x2 tile in orange, and sadly there's quite a bit of open studs here on the side. I kind of wish there were some more details, or those were a bit covered up. The legs for this mech are not built around SCCBS limb pieces this time, but instead these corner plates. That way they're on a 90-degree angle. The front of the legs are covered in these new big armor shell pieces. I really like how these are attached with that axle here. They're at an angle. I think that's a really creative build idea. The sides of the legs are decorated with this bit of a black piece here, as well as the clip here on one side where you can put Cole's katana. I do think that you still see a lot of that exposed corner plate, and I kind of wish that there was some kind of slope here, for example. The lower part of the torso is very simple, and it connects to the upper half with that new piece, allowing for the waist rotation. The upper half is built to work with the SCCBS mech cockpit. This piece is new in black, and it has this new printed golden tile here in the front. You can very easily, of course, open it up, revealing the seating on the inside. You see a lot of trans orange pieces here, which looks quite cool. We have these two studs here in the front, where you can place your Cole minifigure before closing it back up. Using that mech cockpit piece sadly does have some little issues. If we look at the mech here from the side, you can see there's a little gap. And if we look at it from the top, there's quite a lot of space here in front of the minifigure. Around the cockpit piece, we have some decorations here in trans orange, for example, these little golden bits, as well as these slopes here on top to round everything out. The arms are built around 2 orange SCCBS limb pieces. In the other mechs, that was only used for the legs, but here in Colt, he gets some extra bulky arms. The upper arms are built around that new armor piece with some bracketing, as well as some orange tiles here on the sides and some rounded plates. Since the joint sticks out a bit here on the side, you still have quite good range of motion despite these massive shoulders. The lower arms are built with these trans orange rock pieces, as well as trans orange Nexonite shields. This is done to kind of replicate Colt's lava arm look, which I think is a really cool idea. It's a lot more personalized. This is a set that's really special to Cole, and I think that's a great inclusion. The hands on this mech does not have individual fingers, sadly. It kind of has these fingers on a bar connection, but you can only move them together, not individually. In the front of the hand, we of course have a pinhole where you can place this mech's weapon, which is a giant hammer. The hammer is quite simple. It is built with this big Technic bar and has these big round pieces here at the top. These are decorated with some tiles and these orange spikes. I'm personally not the biggest fan of how they are attached, since the two halves can rotate independently, which sometimes make the hammer misaligned. This mech, like the others, is intended to be glitched or mixed and matched with the other mechs. We can just take off the arms here, for example. Then we can split the whole mech in the middle of the torso on that rotation point. And then we can, for example, use the legs from Sora's mechs here. And then maybe the arm from Kai's mech. You can also get to choose your favorite weapons. For example, I'm going for a Sora Blade Kai Sword combo here. And I think this is a really fun mech creation. The color schemes might not work perfectly with all of these, but I think it's really cool that you can make your own proportions, you can make your own kind of mech. It's a really fun idea. This set of course has a couple of spare pieces, you can see them here, nothing too crazy. It doesn't come with any stickers. The set has one small instruction booklet with this style with the little progress bar, and in the back we have this graphic showing you how you can mix and match the different mechs together. The set also, like many of the others in this wave, came with paper bags on my end. Some of the bags inside were still plastic, some of them were already paper, so I think they're in the process of switching everything over to paper bags. Okay, it's time to give my final thoughts and opinions about this set. Like the other two of these style of mechs, this is kind of an upscaled SCCBS mech. And I like that a lot. They are very posable, you can quite easily get them to stand up and get them in different poses. And because of their bigger scale, you have a lot more room to add like details and add personality for these mechs. And oh man, this one has a lot of personality. This one is a lot more buff, it's like a stronger but a bit shorter build. And this is just so much a Cole build. This couldn't be any other ninjas. You can't just recolor this and give it to a different ninja. It has the lava arms that are iconic to Cole. It has that strong build, the strong shoulders. It has the giant hammer, the little earthy details. This is very much a Cole set. And I very much appreciate it because a lot of times Cole doesn't get his own set. So I think Cole fans will be very happy that this mech exists. I personally might like Sora's or Kai's more, but I think that's a preference thing. They're all very different style-wise, and I just think like some of the details here on the side could have been a bit nicer. For example, like the sides of the feet are a bit open and the legs, there's a lot of open studs here. And I think that might come from this one being bulkier, but at the same price points. So maybe they had to save on pieces around the corners here, and I totally get that. But I think it might have been a bit nicer if this was covered up. But it's a very small detail. I don't think it will ruin anyone's enjoyment of this mech. I also think with 235 pieces for $20, the price is very fair for this. If you compare it to other LEGO sets and even like with the other mechs, I think they're all quite fairly priced. I do think you get a very good mech here. You get a very nice and fun toy where you can play around with the articulation and you can pose it very easily. So I think especially for kids, these mechs will probably be really good as well. And it's just generally a fun set. Thank you all very much for watching my review. Once again, big thank you to the LEGO Ambassador Network for sending us these sets. And if you want to see the rest of the Ninjago January 2024 set reviews, subscribe to Keep the Peace, and see you at the next review. Bye!